Welcome back, guys. Ryan Martin joining us now. So, Ryan, same old in weather news. It is hot, nothing new there, but not really, because it looks like there's going to be a change in the next couple days.
Yeah, the next couple days, as in tomorrow and Monday, we'll be seeing the same old. But then towards the end of next week, we do have rain chances.
Nice.
Good news, good news.
Wait.
We need it, right? All right, let's look at the health index right now. Low change. A couple things have changed since last week. We're now low for tree pollen, mold, and weeds, but we are still moderate for grass, and this is all courtesy of Dr. John D. Bray. Now, pulling up the almanac for today, we just grazed the hundreds towards the late afternoon hours. 100 for the high today, well above average of 95, but also below average of 107. We're also slightly above average for our lows at 73 degrees. Now, right now, this is kind of the ideal temperatures if you're at Rock the Desert and not watching us. 88 degrees, wind speeds at 6 miles an hour. Not too much in terms of humidity, so very dry, got a decent breeze going, and also got some really nice temperatures in the high 80s. Now, if you are joining us and you're living in Pecos, Wink, or Fort Stockton, you're seeing high 80s and low 90s, and also seeing the low 90s down on the border in Presidio, and seeing some 80s up in Hobbs and high 80s over in Carlsbad. Tomorrow, expect similar temperatures from today. Expect 90s throughout most of the day. Chance of hitting the hundreds in the late afternoon hours. And then Monday, the exact same thing. 90s throughout the day, chance of hitting the hundreds in the late afternoon hours. Both days have 100 degrees for the high on each day. But then across the state of Texas, 80s in Lubbock and Amarillo. We're also still seeing some 90s over in El Paso, also seeing the 90s in Dallas-Fort Worth. But over in East Texas, we're mainly seeing those low 80s, 85 in Corpus Christi and Brownsville, while seeing 86 over in Houston. Not really much on the satellite radar. The surrounding states, though, you see Louisiana seeing some rain activity, also seeing a good amount of rain activity up in New Mexico. But right here in the Lone Star State and here in the Permian Basin, really not much going on, though we did see some thunderstorms a little bit earlier grazing the Carlsbad area. But since then, looking at pretty clear skies, and you could expect more clear skies until the end of next week when we got some stronger rain chances. About a 30% chance on Thursday, and we have a 50% chance of rain on Saturday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, 10-mile-an-hour wind speeds in Wink, 13 in Pecos, 14 in Fort Stockton, and then 16 over in the Guadalupe Mountains. Not really much showing on our wind gusts, but peak gusts for today, we got a little windy in some areas. We saw 24 in Odessa Midland, 18 in Wink, 18 in Big Spring, sorry about that, 24 in Wink, 26 in Pecos. But Big Bend, once again, very calm in terms of wind, only 8-mile-an-hour peak gusts for the day, and also still very dry throughout most of the Permian Basin. See the 30s out to the west, mostly 30s throughout the Trans-Pecos. Saw 37 down in the Big Bend, and then 24 over in Presidio, and then 35 just to the east of us over in Big Spring. Now, looking at the temperatures for tonight, expect these mild conditions, seeing the high 60s in Lovington, 71 over in Seminole, 72 in Andrews, 73 in Jow, high 70s in Big Spring. But then tomorrow, Big Spring and Gale have a chance of seeing the hundreds, mostly though in the northern basin, going to stay in the 90s, so good news there. Different story for the Central Basin. Tonight, mild temperatures, 76 in Penwell, 78 Grand Falls, 78 in Crane. But then tomorrow, 101 in Crane, 102 Grand Falls, 100 Odessa Midland, Cope Ranch, 100, and then seeing 100 in Kermit as well for tomorrow. Trans-Pecos tonight, mid-70s, Fort Stockton, Pecos, Balmorea, Bakersfield, high 70s, 75 in Sanderson. Then tomorrow, 98 in Sanderson, 100 in Dryden, 100 in Bakersfield, Balmorea, 100. But Fort Stockton going to stay in the 90s for tomorrow. And then going into the mountains, low 60s in Marfa tonight and Valentine, high 60s in Alpine. Presidio going to stay in the high 70s. 76 in the Big Bend, and Marathon at 70 as well. Tomorrow, 95 in Marathon, 102 in Presidio for the high, but going to be in the low 90s in Marfa. So really a pretty nice forecast for them. Looking at the 7-day, things are going to start changing a little bit. We got pretty much the exact same thing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then things are going to start to get a little wet on Thursday. 20% chance of showers Thursday, Friday, but then look at that, a 50% chance of showers as of right now for Saturday. So a lot of good news. We need some rain in our area. We've really been starting to dry up, so it'll be nice to get some moisture in here and get some nice water. We need some more green.
Good news, Ryan. There's rain in the forecast. That always puts me in a good mood. But bad news, we have to wait until Thursday for it to possibly hit us.
Still going to be very, very hot. And I mean, even on the days where it rains, still going to be seeing those high 90s for our highs. So don't expect too much in terms of the change in heat, but it will cool down a little bit when we get some rain in our area.
Well, I think we're always all looking forward to the rain. Much needed. Thank you, Ryan. The Breaking Bread Soup Kitchen breaking records.